Here are pictures of the tea party itself and how we set up each of the tables with the stands filled with food, and then the place settings before the party started. Hey guys, I just wanted to make a little video while I have all this stuff out. Yesterday, my daughter had a tea party, and I just wanted to share with you how you can use thrifted items to throw a tea party. The last season of Downton Abbey is coming up, and so I know, the resurgence of wanting to have tea parties will be on us again, and there's tons of ideas on Pinterest what to do, but everything that you see here, with the exception of maybe a couple of things, everything here was thrifted. I'll start with these three-tiered stands. This one with the little fleur-de-lis on the top, I bought this at a Goodwill. This is a little bit smaller size, than these other ones that are made for like a full-size pie, I think is what they normally or cook, well, these got really popular a few years ago, and now people don't use them. And you can kind of stack these all together to store them in a box so they don't take up a huge amount of room. This one I leave out all the time just as kind of a display up on top of one of my cabinets. But I found this without any plates on it. I just measured from here to here and then looked for some plates that would fit. I think it's 9 inches. And I happened to find these 3 plates on clearance at TJ Maxx or Home Goods, and they fit just perfectly right inside there. But just take a tape measure with you and search thrift stores. As long as you know what size you need, you can find 3 matching plates that will, look like they came with the stand. This stand, I actually have 2 of these stands. I can't find the other one, so I'm thinking I may have left it with someone else that I helped plan a party. But this one, I'm just using a pale pink plate that I found in a thrift store. And then these are some square plates. They're a little bit bigger. I don't know, they're Mikasa. I don't know if these are actually trays or plates. But I think this is more like 10.5 inches inside here. So again, just, measuring and then looking for plates specifically that will fit. And then this one, this was a dark green, and these are leaves on here, but I just took this stand and I spray painted it black. And then I found these plates, just thrifted them. They were made in Italy. Just some thrift store. All you need is 3. And then I had, at some point, I added this little bow, but, so I use that for almost every party because it really saves on table space on a banquet table or whatnot, and it's easy. There's enough room to get to each section, but putting one of these on each table works out perfect, for a tea party. Typically, you put all your savory items down here. You would put, if you're doing like a biscuit or scone with cream and jam here, and then all the sweets go up on top. And then if you can't find one of those or you need something extra, I actually just kind of put this together with just things that I had. This is a silver tray that has a lip on it. I love those because things don't slide off of them. And it works great. This is actually a plant holder. It has little angels on it. And then this is just a plate, that I had that has a little dot pattern. And then this is a candle holder. So I put that up there. There's a lot less room up here. So we had to, I think we just put the biscuits up here and then the sweets on this one. And then there was more room down here. So this got all the savory stuff and maybe the jam and the cream, Devonshire cream. You could also just use a footed cake plate, put that in the middle, and then put like a candle holder or a smaller cake plate on top of that, but then it would be harder to carry around. These you can fill all together and then carry them each to the table. And this one I was able to do because this fits in here. So it, it didn't slide. Other things that I thrifted were, I ended up not using these, but if you're going to serve people their items, then these are really neat to have. And I've found, I don't know how many, I only have 2 of them out here, but I know I have like 5 or 6 of these that if you look in the utensil drawers at the thrift stores, you can find these kind of banquet server things. This was like a pie server, and I just bent the back of it, and it, works good for scooping up things. We just used our fingers though for this tea party. Actually, I think there's 2 of those servers in here. But if you go to the time, usually I do polish all the silver items, the trays, everything. I just didn't do that for this party. But then after you're done with them, completely wrap them in saran wrap and they will not tarnish. They don't get the air or moisture. Another thing I have always been kind of a little overboard with, but I always pick up these little spoons when I see them. I put these through the dishwasher. I probably shouldn't have. I think they're just like really tarnished on the ends now. They should clean up. Some of these are teeny tiny, and I found these. I found these in a hospice thrift store, and it was like a whole set of. There was 6 of them for like $8. But usually when I find these in Goodwills, they have them marked like 99 cents or $1.99. And then if you can get them the half price color. But these are like a little bit bigger. I know I have some, like these are Lufthansa, that airline. So some of them are like airline spoons, which I think is kind of cool. And then some are more dainty and decorative, that are more like a sugar spoon. But either way, I think it looks cute. And then these are like so easy to find and pick up. Tons of them. Usually they're 25 cents. Because people don't really use these rounded edged butter knives much anymore. So I see these all the time. These are cool. The knife is like the opposite. It's turned the opposite way. And they're bigger. I didn't use these yesterday, but I think those are kind of cool. And so the way I set up each table setting was I put their butter knife up here. And this was for the cream and the jam for the scones. And then this is their tea sugar spoon. And then... then they could have their tea and then their plates here. And then I love vintage linens. I should do a video just about my vintage linens. This one has some yellowing right here, but if you soak them in Tide with bleach, a lot of times any yellowing comes out. But I use these. And these are they're a big square if you open it all the way up. And normally they probably came or are considered to be used this way. And then you can put your cup here and have that be your table setting. But I like to fold them one more time and just have them, like this. And then one of our tables was a tiny little table. So I told the girls that they needed to put their plate in their lap, and then there was only room for their teacup right in front of them because we used this stand and it was right in the middle of the table. So they had their plate in their lap, and then I gave them a larger napkin that would cover their whole lap when they opened it up. And so these are, the bigger napkins that you can find that has a fleur-de-lis pattern. And they usually, they originally come with tablecloths, and sometimes you can find a whole set. It's in the summertime, if you go to older people's garage sales, that is the best time, best place to find linens. Estate sales too, of course. See, isn't that pretty? If it wouldn't focus. But, you know, they're marked a little bit higher. But I love these small, dainty ones. Are really cute. I have some that are even smaller than this. Too, that are nice for hors d'oeuvres, like a cocktail party type napkin. But then when I'm out and about, I pick up everything I can find, like this little tray. I didn't need this yesterday, but if you're, you know, this is just a spot because there's a little bit of crazing on it. But if, you know, you can put a doily on here if you don't like these little crazing spots. This is just a little bowl of some sort, you know. I mean, depending on what you're going to serve, you can use all these extra little plates. I've collected up lots of these little plates that you can use mix and match, you know, on each table and put different things on them. These little demitasse cups are cute. You could put sugar in here if you wanted each person to have an individual sugar cup, or put, you know, the clotted cream, the Devonshire cream, for, you know, whatever you're going to serve. And there's lots and lots of different options and ideas, again, on Pinterest and just all over the internet of what you can serve at a tea party. Lots of ideas of things. I went to Trader Joe's yesterday. They have clotted cream, jam. They serve like a biscuit, a British biscuit that's more like an English muffin, but you could absolutely serve those. They're bigger than you would normally have at a tea party, but you could, you know, you could totally serve those. And then in their freezer section, they had these little mini chicken pot pies. I made, and I'll put a picture of the food too. I made a puff pastry Gorganzola cheese and pear tart, a spinach quiche. Well, we had a couple of girls that are vegetarian, so they eat cheese and dairy, but not meat. So we had that, and then what was our other savory thing? We had the scones and jam. Then we had, my daughter made little cookies that were in the shape of a tea bag. Then my friend who came, she made these adorable little cupcakes, mini cupcakes. And then we had the girls each got a box with chocolates, and they got to take home a teacup. These are the only teacups that are left. They were the least decorative or cute, I suppose. But yeah, we just kept it low key. My daughter, oh yeah, I have over here. Then we did a photo booth. I'll show you. And she found a website. These are just free printables. And they had a photo booth and just use these. There's this, you know, a couple of hats, a crown, silly, you know, teeth, this, you know, smile, lips, some different kinds of glasses. There was also a big, like a men's top hat. I think somebody took that one home. And just some other things if you look for free printables. I think she found the link on Pinterest. And then it's kind of dark in this room, but we just hung fabric, this floral fabrics, you know, as a backdrop for a photo booth. And so they had fun taking pictures of each other with their props. And so that was about it. The whole thing took about 2 hours, and it was a nice little afternoon tea and a fun way for the girls to get together. They were all teenage girls up to their early 20s. But it's also a wonderful way to have over older ladies or just all of your friends. I mean, nobody will turn down going to an afternoon tea. So it's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. And we also used my linens. Most of the linens are in the wash now, but I still have out here this pink, pale pink lace tablecloth that I bought that actually I searched it, I washed it, and I didn't realize it does have some yellow spots down at the other end, but it's really pretty. And I'm going to soak that in Tide with bleach, and then I just put it on top of this white damask tablecloth, and I have lots of these. These I always pick up in thrift stores, and then usually this is not my writing, but usually after when I iron these, then I will write the measurements on here. It already had this writing on it. I don't know, it doesn't want to seem to focus, but it's something 55 by 84 inches. So that, when I fold them and I hang them over like a wooden hanger in a closet, and I fold them inside out so that if there is any dust that touches them, it just gets on the back of the tablecloth, and then I can easily see what size the tablecloth is before I pull it out of the closet. And then if you find a tablecloth and it ends up having a hole in it, there's lots of ideas that you can do. You can find little tiny doilies, sew it over the hole. I haven't done that. What I did do with one tablecloth is I made a nightgown out of it. And I actually have another tablecloth. I was thinking about doing the same thing. So maybe I'll do a video about that and show how easy it was. As long as it's or not an oval, but a rectangular tablecloth. So maybe that'll be a future video, how to make a nightgown out of a tablecloth. But that's it for those two linens. Each of the girls got a tea diffuser and a sample of loose leaf tea, or they could use the bagged tea. The different food items that we served, I will put down in the description, and I found all the recipes on Pinterest under Tea Party or Downton Abbey teas. Thanks!